Welcome to episode 12 of season 3 of Tight 10 at Warp 10.
The furthest we've ever got.
Absolutely. Where no man has gone before.
Boldly, not bravely.
Bravely going. This is Chris Ashworth.
And this is John Carruthers.
So obviously, sad. It's been sad. There's been, I don't know if you know, sad times.
Yeah.
Just the death of Jean-Luc Godard, the pioneer of French New Wave cinema. So that's been hard on me. Nothing else of note, but old Jean-Luc.
Yeah, I've been crying big French tears.
Yeah, absolutely. I just imagine that. Imagine France is probably at a standstill at the moment.
Yeah, it's
as a consequence of it. It's I mean, it'd be the only thing to do.
It'd be the only thing worth mentioning that's occurred in the last 2 weeks.
It's just, I mean, it would be disrespectful if France hadn't come to a complete standstill. If there's somebody in France right now still making new wave French films at this time, I just think it shows a massive lack of respect.
They need to. I hear that they're going to light a candle on the top of the Eiffel Tower.
I hope so.
Yeah. Also, the Queen's deed.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, gosh. Yes, there's that as well. I forgot about that. We've just lost all our viewers now. It's inevitable. Not many Jean-Luc Godard.
You cannot lose what you do not have.
Yeah, exactly. I bet you if I'd said Jean-Luc Picard was dead,
that would have been sad.
Yeah, then maybe that's what they thought. Maybe they've gone off thinking Patrick Stewart's dropped dead when I said Jean-Luc Godard. They just misheard me. Why? But yeah, so Jean-Luc Picard is still alive. In fact, he's not been born yet.
Yeah, it's his past we're living in right now.
Yeah, we are living in. So Jean-Luc Picard, not still alive, but not yet dead either. So
yeah, kind of like the King.
Yeah, just the King of Rock and Roll, Elvis. He's still going.
Yeah, well, he's on an island with Kurt Cobain and Tupac.
Kurt Cobain, Tupac.
Yeah, they got loads to talk about. They famously moved in similar social circles.
Absolutely did. Tupac is living off the millions of pounds that he's made from his image being sold on towels throughout Spanish markets.
Tupac towels and Tupperware for Weight Watchers are the two main areas where Tupac flourished after his death. Yeah, and then he released 12 more albums.
He keeps churning them out, doesn't he? I was disappointed when I bought a Tupac towel and it only gave me one. I just thought, what's happening here? Yeah.
I remember watching Hannibal Buress. He did this thing with 2 Chainz, and they got really high. And Hannibal Buress was just like, "Do you feel pressured to wear more than one piece of jewelry?" He just goes, "Shut your high ass up." Which reminds me, actually, did you know, I don't know if you've had a chance to look through, again, we bring it up again, the mini shows on Dropout, but there was one. Have you heard of the one Paranoid or Paranoia?
I saw it was trending for some reason.
Do you know what the core concept of that is?
No.
So the idea is that you have a number of contestants, and one of those contestants beforehand gets super high, and the game is to figure out which one of you's high, and the game for the person who's high is to try and keep it secret that they're high. That's why it's called Paranoid. It's really fun.
I mean, we should try that.
Yeah, we should. Well, there's only two of us.
It was only two.
It wasn't me. It must be you.
Exactly. You're so high that you don't realise it's you.
Yeah, you've forgotten. Spoke
You
to me.
forgot. But I suppose what you could do is get the audience to try and work it out.
Yeah.
But I'm only on the tee today, so we could do. We usually play How Drunk Is John, but I mean,
I'm not
doing this is tea.
I'm sober as a judge as well.
Yeah, I'm behaving myself these days.
Eagle-eyed viewers might have spotted that I don't have my glasses on. I don't know if they'll have noticed by now. But also, something I've noticed is I haven't taken my glasses off in about 11 years, and I've noticed that this eye is now shutting more than the other one. Is that? I don't know if that's always been the case. Look. What's this about? I've never noticed that before.
If there are any opticians or people that are involved in the world of optics, if you could just...
It would actually be an ophthalmologist, but go on.
Yeah, that's... yeah, those people made that sound like second class citizens. Yeah, those people.
Yeah, the ophthalmos.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they don't hold a candle to the orthodontists.
They don't. Blessed are the orthodontists.
Yep, they fixed my teeth. My teeth are terrible, and they are terrible again, but not the ones you can see. And that's the way you do it. Always make sure the mess is nowhere anyone can see it.
Absolutely. Always keep a good smile line.
And that's why my flat is a mess, because nobody ever sees it.
Well, as you can see, I'm in space.
Yeah. John has... Is that two sons? Are you on Tatooine?
There we go.
Wow.
Who knows what's happening here? On this public domain picture that I downloaded from the internet.
Are you a moisture farmer? Is that what they were? I can't remember. Is that what he was? A moisture farmer?
I don't know. It wasn't. I can't remember. That was somebody else. Apparently,
this is Luke Skywalker I'm talking about here.
Yeah, no. Where the moisture farmers? I don't know. If anyone.
What's good one, but I realise I can't read.
That's better.
2 seconds. The reason I've decided not to go for glasses today is because for whatever reason it does look like I'm in the movie Hackers. Yeah, okay, yeah. They literally... A moisture farm was an area of land devoted to the production of water through the drawing of moisture from the dry air. It depended on vaporators. And isn't that what they hired C-3PO to be? Some sort of vaporator droid or something?
I think if you say that C-3PO was a vaporator, then he will take you to court for libel.
They probably would. Although he's quite a pushover, C-3PO.
Yeah, wasn't it?
I'd show up in a neck brace and he'd be over the barrel. He'd be all leaking oil and fizzing and stuff from the nerves.
I do actually genuinely hate C-3PO. I don't understand the charm of him at all. I just think he's a liability.
Yeah, he's also very pissy at R2-D2 all the time, even though R2-D2 did nothing but contribute to the team. I'm
going to make a controversial comment. That I think that C-3PO is worse than Jar Jar Binks.
That is quite controversial.
That's quite controversial.
You can't say that. We're going to get letters from
Nothing about my kind of pastiche on the Queen earlier on. People will complain about this. Jar Jar Binks had the good grace to only appear in a couple of films. C-3PO is in about 10 or 11 of them.
Yeah, but it's not universally accepted that he's a bad character. I think he's okay.
Right.
The Ewoks were pretty dumb.
But the Ewoks, again, they were only in like one film, right?
Yeah.
But
near the end.
Basically meanders his way through the entire film, being quite annoying, obnoxious, offensive. That I don't hold against him.
To whom?
He's snide, he's nasty, R2-D2. He's got ideas above his station.
He does have those, that's true. What, hold on, I was going to say...
He's a prick.
Prick of a man, the C-3PO.
Prick of a robot. Yes.
No, but you know what's always kind of annoyed me? How come Well, it involves C-3PO. How come C-3PO and R2-D2 get pulled out of the sand by a giant magnet and they don't get scrambled?
That annoyed me too because they should have been scrambled.
Like should have been fried on a car hood.
Absolutely. R2D2 I find mildly annoying too, but nowhere near to the extent. I know that a lot of people watching us will be kind of going, those are two of the most iconic characters and stuff. And I disagree. Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, much more iconic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. These guys are just annoying comic relief. And they're not very good at that either. There's nothing comical about them.
The funniest moment in all of Star Wars has got to be that moment when the big black dildo throws the old man down the hole. That's my favorite bit.
That's your favorite bit. We all love that, but I think my favorite bit is when C-3PO's head gets ripped off and replaced with one of the droids.
You need to talk about something. Were you abused by someone dressed as C-3PO?
I'm not entirely sure that it wasn't C-3PO. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that.
You sure you weren't just spiked at your youth club disco and it was just an old guy?
It was an old, yeah. It was Obi-Wan Kenobi
putting on C-3PO voice in a costume.
That's it. I just don't like him.
Fair enough.
I know. I
can't stand him.
I don't think he suits the tone of the rest of the film.
I mean, yeah, but is that not what comic relief is for? I mean, I don't care. I'll say right now, I do not give a fuck about Star Wars. I've never even seen the new ones, any of them. I'm not even the good one. Apparently, Rogue One's meant to be the good one, right?
Well, do you know the worst thing about the new ones?
No, the C-3PO's in them.
Still in them.
Fuck.
I know. Yeah, I think the only one that he's not in is Solo, the Star Wars story one.
Okay. Is that?
I think he's briefly in Rogue One.
Is Solo supposed to be? Actually, I think Solo's supposed to be good. Is that right?
I like Solo, but nobody else seemed to.
Oh, right. Okay.
But Solo's my favourite Star Wars film.
Out of all of them.
Out of all of them, on account of the fact that C-3PO is not in. In fact, you know, the massive debate that they have about Star Wars versus Star Trek, my favourite is Star Trek on account of the fact that C-3PO is not in it.
Fucking hell, man. You're C-3PO mad today.
The only reason that I'm so obsessed with David Lynch's seminal 1990s masterpiece, Twin Peaks, is on account of the fact that C-3PO is not in it.
Is that right?
That's it. So you've learned a little about me today. I've
really opened a can of worms today.
I don't like C-3PO. It's got nothing to do with the actor that plays him. I'm sure. And no, I've heard that he's a bit of a prick in real life as well. But I'm not. Don't hold it against him.
I mean, you have to accept that at the very least, the character of Crichton was inspired by C-3PO, and without C-3PO, there would be no Crichton.
The best thing to come out, if that is the case, the best thing to come out of C-3PO is Crichton.
Yep. He also has a head that, what is it he says, looks like a novelty condom.
Yep, that's true. But I find Crichton to be an infinitely more appealing character. So it's good that something good can come out from what I consider to be such trash.
Yeah, and just a creative abortion.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You've nailed it. Sometimes good things come from bad things.
I'm going to change the topic now.
Well,
Although I imagine it will be shoehorned back to C3PO. But
imagine-
did you manage to get to the cinema for National Cinema Day,
I
where
did
all
not.
tickets were £3? I had plans to, and then my pals pulled out about an hour before, so
Oh
I
my
didn't see
God.
anything. Yeah,
That's shit.
yeah, it was shit because of COVID.
I hate COVID. Not many people liked it.
Yeah, but at least it isn't C3PO.
C3PO. I was just about to say my favourite thing about COVID is that it's not C3PO.
Fuck
In
me,
fact, if I had
John.
to choose right now between going to meet C3PO at a convention or getting, not just COVID, but one of the kind of, like such a serious dose that I was maybe on a respirator for a period of time. I would, when people were in the ICU for
Yeah,
a while, and it was a wee bit touch go. Some people died, right? But
they did.
but I'm not saying that I would rather die. But if I was in ICU and basically every breath felt like it was going to be my last, under those circumstances, I'd probably choose C3PO. To be honest, now that I've thought about it, but
You've had a chance to mull it over properly.
now that I've thought long and hard about it, I think I probably would choose C3PO then.
Fuck me.
But it would be close. I mean, I've noticed on Amazon Prime, they've released the first 3 seasons of the TV show Sons and Daughters, which was an Australian soap opera from the early 80s, and it was terrible. But
Okay.
my
Like
favourite
Neighbours.
thing about it is that C3PO is not in it.
Oh, fuck me. Let's start the adventure.
Let's start it. Do you know what? I think we should. I think we should start the adventure because
Have you had a
because
stroke?
have I had a stroke?
Yes.
Just because I'm mentioning C3PO a lot.
Did you have a stroke in the Star Wars Isle at Forbidden Planet?
I did. Imagine what a way to go.
Yeah.
They didn't actually find me for. They didn't find me for. It was a new Forbidden Planet that got in Sucky Hall Street, so it's a bit bigger. And he didn't find me for 12 hours, and I was just kind of lying, and the only thing of a line of sight was a life-size cardboard cutout of C3PO, and the
it was
trying to help me.
It was the joyous expression on his face
I
as
know.
the pain of your
Kinda-
brain burning.
His head was always tilted kind of coquettishly. I hate him, Chris.
Fuck me. What would you do to him if you got your hands on him?
Oh, I would. Right, well, you got to bear in mind that like some poor guy is the actor, right? I don't wish any harm upon the actor.
Yeah, you'd like him to vacate the costume.
If I could get him to vacate the costume and then I'd leather absolute fuck out of it.
Is he still alive? The guy that
Yes.
played him? He is? What age is he?
Old enough to know better.
Old enough to rethink some decisions that he's made in the past that led to
If I could go
bad
back in
consequences.
time, most people would try and find out who assassinated Kennedy, but I would go back in time. He was born on the 21st of February 1946. I'd go back 9 months before then and stop his parents from procreating.
He's 76 then.
Yeah, but it seems quite harsh.
now that we've contextualized your hatred of a 76-year-old man.
I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve a life, but to be fair, probably the only thing that he's done with that life is to play C3PO. He's not known for anything else.
That is true.
So if we were to go back and erase him from history, would he even notice? Would he mind?
Yeah,
I'm sure he wouldn't notice on account of the fact that just like the second his dad was about to climax inside his mum, I'd just punch him in the balls really hard and run off into the night. So nothing.
You punch him in the balls really hard. You might just jostle it around, and then it's a different guy gets on top, and he becomes the new C-3PO. He's actually really cool. He wears shades as the character. He rides a motorbike. He's got a leather jacket on. R2-D2 is like his co-pilot.
He goes up to George Lucas and says, "I like your idea, but I've got some notes. I'm more confident. A more confident iteration."
When they pull him out of the sand, it's like, and he's just smoking a blunt.
I mean, it could happen. I mean,
there's a question, right? If you had to share a joint with any person from Star Wars, who would it be? And I already know my answer.
It would probably be C-3PO.
Fuck off. It would be the new version, the leather jacket.
New version of C-3PO. I'd smoke a joint with him. Back when they're filming the first one, and then probably call the cops on him. And he gets huckled out of the studios in disgrace, never to return to the role.
I mean, any answer except Chewbacca is wrong.
Yeah, no, I imagine Chewbacca, and that's just you.
Yeah, that's me. I did play him though.
You did, absolutely. Just yeah, you don't want to share with anyone.
Shit, don't tell anyone that. I forgot we were live.
You've actually, it wasn't even a costume. You shaved.
Yeah, I shave it every time. You should see me in work.
This is work, except we don't get paid for it.
Yeah, or we've only got one colleague, and I don't have any holidays.
You were off last week.
Yeah, I suppose I was. What was I doing? I can't even remember why I was off last week.
It was me.
Oh, it was you, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, that was a holiday then.
Yep. So anyway, right, as you rightly said, now that we've done 22 minutes and 58 seconds on how much I dislike C-3PO, we should
coming soon as a stage show.
The great thing about this is that I'd forgotten all about it. Was our cliffhanger was you met up with a service robot,
like C-3PO. For some reason, that thinks it's background. Oh, there we go. Oh, do you know what that looks? That looks a little bit like those interrogator droids from Star Wars. The one at the start, it's like a black sphere with like chrome detail, and it goes in to interrogate Leia, but they never clarify what it does, because she doesn't seem very shook up about it.
That it's almost like this book is a bit of a homage to other sci-fi tropes.
I mean, isn't every sci-fi
mostly Star Trek, though, to be fair? But
yeah. I mean, it's a direct. I don't want to say rip-off, homage. It's a direct homage to Star Trek for sure.
Well, you would think so. However, it came out before Voyager.
Oh.
So this was released at least 10 years before Star Trek Voyager came out.
Oh, so Star Trek ripped this guy off.
Star Trek ripped this guy off, but this guy in turn probably ripped Lost in Space off.
Sorry, go on.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, was Voyager the first one? I don't know.
Voyager, no, there was Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah.
And then Deep Space Nine, and then Voyager. Right,
but
Voyager came out in 1992.
And they were so different to Voyager that this couldn't possibly be a rip-off of Star Trek.
This could be a rip-off of Star Trek, but Star Trek Voyager was specifically about a spaceship that was lost in space.
Oh.
And way home.
And yeah, the next leap will be the leap home.
Yeah,
we talked about this because they're remaking that, right?
We're remaking it. Yeah, we discussed. I've seen lots of people online saying it's an absolute disgrace that they're remaking it. So some people weren't as enamored with the idea as you and I.
There's a lot of new ideas. Like any new idea, they're coming up with a new sort of revolutionary thing for Dungeons and Dragons that people fucking detest, even though it's not out yet. It's called 1D&D, and the idea is to unite all of the versions of 5th edition and D&D Beyond into one D&D.
So
and everyone's absolutely losing their shit over it.
Well, I mean, it's amazing that happens a lot, isn't it? Nobody likes change.
No, nobody likes change, but also nobody likes it when things stay the same.
Yeah, it's just we're never happy. I think that's
Nope.
what you can take from it.
And we never will be.
Yeah, I know. You should you should be happy with your lack of happiness. That's if you take anything away from tonight.
You should be angry at your lack of anger.
That's just going. I'm angry at how much of a pushover I am and how I'll just take it.
I'm so sad about the fact that I am just not sad.
Yeah.
It's the pain of having no pain.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pain too.
I'm bored by having too much to do. I'm excited by the fact that I've got no plans. After this, I'm just going to go out.
Yeah, just go straight out.
I'm just going to go.
I mean, we've all done that. I remember leaving a night out at 1 a.m. one time, and it was a half-hour walk home, and I didn't get home until 6 a.m. But I also didn't go anywhere. I just walked.
I've done that. I've lost some time before.
You just start walking, and you're like, oh, let's find a new part of the city, and then you find something weird, and you investigate that because there's always weird stuff at 4 a.m.
Yeah, there's always something going down. I like it. Yeah. I like the adventure as long as it's safe adventure.
Where's the line? What would be unsafe?
If somebody's coming at you with a knife.
So anything short of somebody coming at you. What about a dog coming at you with teeth?
A dog coming at you with a knife.
Yeah, a dog coming at you with a knife.
Very difficult for them to hold because the thumbs up here.
You clearly haven't watched enough anime. They always have a knife there. Hold on. It's always like that. They always have a knife like that. And they hit like that.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. And if that was to happen, no, I think if there was something going to happen that could cause me like physical harm, mental anguish, I'm fine with.
Yeah, as much as you possibly can get, really. Yeah. It's just glutton.
As long as I'm going to get through the night safe with no wounds.
I was watching Dirty Laundry, that show, and it's saying one of the guys was saying, what was it? Fucking stayed awake. Sorry, he's just on the topic of staying up at night and walking. He stayed awake for 81 hours straight, and the whole universe was like swimming, and cars were going in slow motion.
I don't think I've quite hit 81, but I'll definitely surpassed 75.
What? How do you know? That's over 3 days.
I've been awake for more than 3 days and nearly died.
Holy shit. Yeah, I've heard it's really bad for you.
There's a point where you get so tired that you can't sleep.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's absolutely horrific.
Do you know there's a condition? This is maybe, I was about to say it's a bit dark. I don't think anything's too dark.
I know the condition you're about to talk about where you actually physically can't sleep and it kills you.
Yeah, it takes 18 months to do it as well.
Yeah.
I've heard. So and after after 12 months, you just become catatonic.
Yep.
Good Lord.
It's like working in the public sector.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. A twilight existence.
But I love it and I'm still there. So they must be doing something right. Just too catatonic to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's horrid. And yeah, there's definitely a point where your brain just, I wouldn't say it doesn't need to sleep because you do eventually just kind of crash out, but you just can't function.
Yeah.
I mean, I've told you before. I was having kind of the most uninteresting. I'm sure I've told you before. I was having the most uninteresting auditory hallucinations of my life when I was having an argument with the quality manager in my work.
I actually don't think you've told me this.
All right, okay. I was just like the dullest. Basically, I was sitting in my living room. And my quality manager was giving me a hard time. It was at 2:30 in the morning. My quality manager was giving me a hard time about not signing off on these kind of work instructions because the way that we were doing something. And by the way, 100% true. There was stuff that was supposed to be like reviewed on the 12th of the month or something, and had to be signed off. And then I was the author, and all the owners had to kind of agree on it, and blah blah blah. And I hadn't quite done it yet, and my quality manager was giving me a hard time. And then I realised that I was sitting arguing with myself in the living room, and I could hear even as I'm saying it, I could hear his voice clear as fucking day.
This reminds me.
Hallucination. There was another time when I was hearing bells.
Bells. The bells sanctuary.
Yes, and that was horrific. That was horrific because I was actually hearing them in work.
Jesus. Sorry, what was the cause of this? Were you awake for ages?
I just couldn't sleep. Sometimes I just don't sleep.
Yeah, I've had that.
The time when I heard bells, I'd got a little sleep. So I'd managed to get like about an hour and a half. It was after the weekend. I'd managed to get an hour and a half in the Sunday night to Monday morning, and I was in the office, and it clearly wasn't enough, and I was hearing bells, and I had to go home. I was fucked.
Yeah, so I can't be in this meeting. I'm full hallucinating. It's a good way to get out.
I was wondering what I was up to the weekend. I wasn't up to anything. But the quality manager one, it was not long. It was not long after my dad had died.
So that probably compounded the issue.
And I wasn't sleeping particularly well, and I had so much. I think I've mentioned before. There was a point where I was definitely abusing caffeine tablets. There's no nice way to say it. And it was just because I. Sorry, what are you going to say?
No, I got two things to say, but you go on.
Right. It was because I had too much to do.
Oh yeah.
I just did too much to do. I was trying to function and work. I was trying to deal with my dad's estate. I was trying to deal with other stuff that was kind of happening around me. I had lots on, and I was pretty much popping Pro Plus more than I should have.
You should have watched. I think it was Dawson's Creek. They needed to do, because it was a show for kind of kids and teenagers. They wanted to do a sort of anti-drug message, but they cannot depict the use of Class A drugs on daytime TV. So the character got addicted to caffeine pills, and there's a really famous or infamous scene in which she's just popping these pills constantly, and they're sort of like hamming it up, so it's like she's cooked off her face. It's this really famous scene where she's in the bedroom and her pal comes in and she goes, "I'm so excited! I'm so excited! I'm so scared!" It's like, guys, it's caffeine pills.
Well, I tell you what, when you have this for 3 days, you'll feel the effect of them. So there you go.
Well, I mean, that's more not sleeping for 3 days than it is caffeine. But you can overdose on it.
But I think the two are related.
This whole thing has reminded me of a text that my friend sent to a group chat, and he's like, "Do you ever really need the toilet really, really badly, and you shit and you pooping, and it's coming out of you like a river, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and the toilet bowl fills up entirely, and it starts to push you off the toilet. There's so much shit in there, and then you realize you're just really, really high, and you've used your little brother's potty. It just killed me. It reminds me of that bit in Still Game where he's like, Big Innes comes round and he leaves a shite that's like sticking out of the toilet bowl. It's that big, and Jack's like, he must have had to stood up to get off of that. He just keeps going and it stays put.
That's great.
I just went to push my glasses up habitually, and there's no glasses there to push.
And there's no glasses there to push up. You're like Clark Kent. Clark Kent does that all the time.
Yeah, when he's Superman.
Yep. Right, let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this. And there better not be any C3PO in this.
No. If there's any C3PO, we'll write to the author.
We will write to the author. Right. Let's do this. You were confronted with a choice. Don't know if you recall.
No.
That's a very
Just 2
nice
weeks ago.
cliffhanger, really. That's what we do every week.
Yep. I never remember the choice until you say the first three words of it, and then I know.
Inside the spaceport.
No, it's still not coming to me.
Yeah, okay. Inside the spaceport, you follow the corridor until you are approached by a hovering device of some kind.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, you've landed on a spaceport.
That's right.
It announces itself as a service robot.
What service do you provide?
And asks you how it may be of assistance.
Mm.
You can say, do you know that prick C3PO?
I'm going to leather him.
He's getting done. So your choices are to take you to someone of authority, to take you to some recreation facilities, or how you might go about giving your ship a service overhaul. That was your choices.
Why are those the choices? Do you know what? I'm curious.
If you had three choices of what you could ask it, what would your three choices be?
Where's your like navigation center so I can find this black hole? The service, the ship, that's fair enough. And taking to your reader, that's fair enough. But the recreation area is so weird that is the one I pick.
Well, the recreation thing is you've been lost in space for 12 weeks now.
R&R.
Wee bit of R&R.
Get me a lint roller and we'll clean onion up. Yeah, let's go recreation. I'm just curious. I want to know. Let's go recreation, please.
Right, let's find out about the recreation. Are there any recreation facilities? What if he just goes no?
Why would he even make that an option then? No, don't be stupid. Why would you even ask?
The service robot tells you the way to the recreation section. There is a games room and bar, along with a Visi room and Sensorama.
Sensorama?
You've got the choices. This is great. You've got the choices of going alone or returning to your ship to invite the crew, as they could all do with a rest.
Let's get the crew involved.
Let's get the crew involved.
What the fuck? Here, who's got the ping pong paddles? Has anyone got a quid for the air hockey machine?
Here we go. You allow the crew 2 hours leave at the spaceport to relax. Most of the
2
crew...
hours? What's that? You should be getting days off.
What a prick.
Fuck me.
Most of the crew, along with you and your officers, head for the games room and bar. You big jakes.
Yeah. Well, it's a party now. This is going to be like I imagine, I don't know why, but because you've mentioned there's like games and stuff, I am picturing the departure lounge of any UK airport. It's just a bunch of people in football shirts drinking and people in the background playing Need for Speed.
The bar is a rather unsavory place.
What?
Dark and smoky. A number of strange alien types are drinking colourful drinks and they eye you suspiciously as you enter. You sit at a corner table after ordering your drinks. Next to you is a group of identical creatures with dark and warty skin and long noses. One of them bumps into you and grunts menacingly. Your
He
officer's
doesn't like you.
Your officer's exactly. That's it. Back to the Star Wars. For someone that doesn't like Star Wars, you fucking know.
I never said I didn't like Star Wars. I don't give a fuck about Star Wars.
Fair enough. Okay. One of them, blah, 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 blah. Your officer's rise to your defense. One thing leads to another. Before you can stop it, tempers flare and a fight breaks out.
That's me
Each
cracking my
of your
knuckles.
officers and security guards need to take on one of the aliens and fight each in combat to the death.
To the death in
The
a
death.
pub fight. What the
All the
fuck?
cre-
Is this fucking? I've lost the name. Fuck. Jesus Christ! Who fights to the death in a pub fight?
It turns out they're for the East End.
I was going to make a Belfast reference that no one would get.
They all have a stamina of 6 and a skill of 7. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights. This is going to take us the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Well, I know Onion's losing his fight, so R.I.P. Onion.
Oh, Onion's got a skill of 7 and a stamina 18.
He's stamina for sure. I mean, that dog can last longer than any man I've ever seen, but he goes down quick because of that skill.
Well, let's find out. Right, we'll do it in order. So we'll start with the captain. If the captain dies, then we'll just end now.
Why would we do the captain first then? Oh, I suppose, yeah, because then we can we'll just start the next one.
Absolutely, just start the next quest.
Fuck it.
Right, anyway, so Captain Tarkin's got a skill of 11, so you've got an advantage of 4 in all your rolls, and you only need to hit the creature 3 times, and that needs to hit you 8 times.
We got this. Well, I got this.
Right, let's do this. Right, 6, 7. Right, you right. Okay, it's down to a stamina of 4. 7, 4. Right, nobody wins that one. Make this exciting.
I'm trying to find some space battle music now.
Do space battle music. One more hit and your captain's fine. You're fine. Captain Tarkin survives. Captain Tarkin's bar creature's dead. Do you want to do Onion? Onion's next on the list. Do you want to leave Onion till last? Or do you want to get Onion out of the way?
Get Onion out of the way.
Oh, God. What if Onion dies?
Well, look, if Onion dies, what we'll do is we won't tell the kids. We'll go to the nearest
space farm
pet station and we will get another dog that looks a little bit like Onion, but maybe 2 skill points less. We won't get one. We won't get one that looks like Onion. We'll get a cat if Onion goes.
Get a cat. Oh, 7. Onion gets hit. Onion's stamina's down to 16.
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of tries. Is it 2 damage they do a hit?
Yep.
Onion's got 9 tries at this.
Onion's been hit again.
Fuck. Stop hitting my dog.
You bet you wish your dog had a knife now.
If he dies, we're going to John Wick this entire station. And then we're going to fly our ship into the nearest sun.
Onion's been hit again.
Fuck. No, actually, I'm not sure if I'm emotionally ready for this.
This might be. R.I.P. Onion. Oh, God. Onion's been hit again.
Oh, God.
Onion's stamina's down to 10. Oh, Onion.
Clifford needed Emily.
Okay, yes, that's definitely going to. If we play any more of that, that's definitely going to give us the old copyright strike. Let's go for some license free.
Again.
Many hits is that now?
5 hits. Onion's got stamina at 8 now.
4 more to go.
Yay, Onion got a hit in.
Hey, how many hits does Onion need to get to win? 3?
Onion needs to get 3 hits in.
Okay,
Onion's been hit again.
I've got some royalty-free music here. This isn't very battle-y. Hold on. This is royalty-free. We're not infringing any rights here. Can you even hear it?
I can hear it. That's beautiful.
No, it's not very battle-y.
Onion's got another hit in.
Yes! Oh my god, the music's working.
We need 1 more hit, and the creature needs to hit
God.
2 more times.
I can't believe Onion's about to do this. Okay, right, here we go. Here we go, Royal. Yeah.
Onion's won.
Yes! Oh my god.
Onion's stamina down to 6.
All Onion needed was a soundtrack to beat his ass to.
Exactly. Next up's Dr. Springfinger. He's got an advantage of 5. Dr. Springfinger gets the first hit in. Dr. Springfinger gets the second hit in.
Springfinger's got this. Spring-loaded fingers.
Dr. Springfinger has got the third hit in.
They shoot through the organs like bullets, those spring fingers.
Dr. Springfinger's sorted that out. Dave Cloyster's got 10. He's got an advantage of 3.
This song is royalty-free, but at the same time sounds like a rip-off of the Star Wars theme and echoes by Pink Floyd. Somehow it's managed to hit both of those for me.
Dave Cloyster just got a first hit in as well.
Cloyster's got this. Get the.
Dave Cloyster got a second hit in.
That's because he's got a bazooka boy.
Dave Cloyster gets a third hit in. Dave Cloyster's fine as well. Next up, Rusty. What's Rusty's second name?
Rusty Johnson.
Rusty Johnson.
This music slaps.
Rusty Johnson with the hit. Rusty Johnson.
Gonna give him the old rusty trombone. Actually, this is good.
Rusty Johnson gets a hit in. Rusty Johnson gets a thing.
Well, if I knew royalty-free music was this good, we should have put it on every episode.
Exactly. Rusty Johnson just got 3 hits in, but did lose 2 stamina points.
Rusty Johnson is my cool pirate.
Mork's turn now.
Mork's got this.
Advantage of 5.
Do it for Gork, in loving memory of Gork.
Gets the first hit in.
This is such a rip-off of the Phantom Menace theme.
Gets the second hit in.
Yes.
Gets the third hit in. There you go, you're fine. Next up is York.
I feel really shit for the guy that got savaged for the dog. We're gonna have to get some toothpicks to pick the gore out of Onion's teeth. I really hope this doesn't. The Onion might have a taste for blood though.
Right. Last fight. 7. This time. 2 hits in.
This music is just unironically.
There you go. There you go. The only one that came close to getting seriously killed was Onion, but everyone survived. When all the fights are
this is
concluded, you
incredible.
return to the ship immediately.
Is that it? We don't get to refit our
Don't
ship.
get anything exciting happening. That's what you get for going for recreation. Maybe we should make a deleted scene.
Yeah, I think we should make. I want to know what the ship business was.
We'll do that.
This is royalty-free epic victory music.
Woohoo!
We're all sitting at the bar. I mean, we don't go straight back to the ship. We have a couple pints in.
My friend Amanda says hello, hello. I don't know if this is the first time you've watched this, Panda.
Amanda, you have just shown up in time to see a dog rip a man apart, and it's a good thing. It was our dog. It was their man.
It was exciting. We all had a good time. So, you start up the ship's engines and leave the spaceport and head off into deep space. I feel like you've missed something exciting there.
Yeah, we'll delete and see that. We'll delete it.
Deleted scene it.
And we'll miss out on some helmet that gave us a +1 to skill.
Your crew are becoming anxious about their fate. Will they be spending the rest of their life searching space for a dimension gate which may never appear?
Fucking hell, this has got... Whoa, slow down. That got supremely existential so quick. We've all had a fight and a fuck, and now we're in space just drifting.
Right. I feel like I maybe didn't do it justice. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, geese the gravitas.
Your crew are becoming anxious about their fate. Will they be spending the rest of their life searching space for a dimension gate which may never appear? Or should I do it like this?
Oh my god!
Your crew are becoming anxious about their fate. Will they be spending the rest of their lives searching space for a dimension gate which may never appear? That's better.
We both need to look right. Look. Pick a direction and drift your head
right
towards it.
Right. We'll both look this way.
Okay.
I need to read the book here because I don't quite know my lines yet. Your crew are becoming anxious about their fate. Will they be spending the rest of their lives searching space for a dimension gate which may never appear? Yeah. So there we go. I think we fucking nailed that. Even though we're facing opposite directions.
We've got to add the drama.
Exactly. You're called on to make a statement to reassure them. Oh, have you learned the time and space coordinates of the black hole, which will hopefully take you back to your own universe?
I don't think we are. We've got one. We got something.
One of them.
We've got one of them.
We've got one of them.
Wait, is this it? Have we lost? It's like, well, I'm afraid you have lost due to ennui. Your crew are now too depressed to continue the mission. You will float endlessly in space. Onion eats the crew.
You call on your section heads to the briefing room and explain to them the necessity of keeping up the crew's morale. You do not yet have enough information to guide the ship to your escape route, and you must keep searching, but you're confident you will eventually discover the whereabouts of a suitable black hole.
But for my own clarification, was there like 3 options there? Like 1 if you had nothing, 1 if you had 1, and 1 if you had both? No, it was just all or nothing. Do I have to?
Amanda knew we were going to face opposite ways. She knew how ridiculously bad we would fail at that, and she was right.
I thought that was the point.
Oh, well then we succeeded.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can look the same way if you want. But
I was hoping we would look the same way, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, right. We should have. You know what? Next time we'll brief beforehand.
Well, there we go. Your officers try their best with the crew, but morale is low. There are reports of 2 suicides.
What? Fucking hell.
The medical section becomes overloaded with crew suffering from nervous disorders. Your navigation officer contacts you excitedly. Captain, he exclaims, sensors have picked up a black hole 4.2 light years from here. You decide on an all or nothing course and enter the warp drive towards it. don't think this is going to end well at all.
What? Wait, what? So, two of my crew have killed themselves,
Yep.
and now, in a desperate attempt to get home / raise morale, we are now warping towards just straight towards a black hole.
Yep.
Fuck me, this got dark.
You drop out of warp drive a safe distance from the black hole. Your science officer works out your optimum course in the ship's computer. As you advance, you can feel the immense gravitational pull of the collapsed star. You allow the ship to be sucked in while the crew strap themselves in. The ship is ripped forward into the void, and all personnel pass out.
What? This in Red Dwarf, they were floating in space for 40 years and they didn't give up. What the fuck?
You will never know whether or not this was the correct black hole. Perhaps it was your angle of entry, or maybe it was your speed, or even the information you have. Whatever the error, the traveller never emerges from the void. Your mission has been unsuccessful. You fucking died.
Two people topped themselves and were lost in an interdimensional space. We're in dark matter.
They were the lucky ones.
Fucking, that was dark.
It got very dark very quickly.
So we went from winning a pub fight and everyone being grand to two people have killed themselves and we went on a suicide mission.
Yeah,
the whole crew's dead.
Pretty much.
But at least at the end of last season, I became a demon lord.
You did.
And that was considered a loss. And this time, the loss was literally just loss.
I don't know what to say.
What fucking whiplash to be like, here's a pub fight, now everyone's depressed and dead.
Everyone, exactly. Jesus Christ.
Well, shall we?
I think it's only fitting. That you died this week after the terrible news received.
Yeah, I mean it's the end of French New Wave cinema and the crew of the Traveller.
R.I.P. Jean-Luc Godard.
And R.I.P. Onion.
Yeah. I never even thought that.
Fuck.
I know. I actually genuinely thought you were going to make this time.
Right, I really want to know. I wish there was like a wiki for these books. Maybe there is. I really just want to know that, like, where that other one was. Because see if it was the leader of this place, and we went to go to the leader of this place, and they gave us it, and that was it. And I went to the pub instead.
Well, let's find out with the deleted scene.
Yeah, let's please.
Guys, this is the end of season 3 of Type 10 at Warp 10.
We made it exactly one extra episode this season.
Absolutely. I will say that next season we're returning to a fantasy environment.
Ooh, back on my home turf.
Back in your home turf. But we'll find out more about that.
That is genuinely upsetting.
She absolutely loves it. She's got no idea what we're playing, and she's only joined the live now. Amanda, we're starting a new quest and a new season next week.
Wait, hold on. You loved it, and all that happened was two people killed themselves, and we went on a suicide run.
Exactly.
To the center of a collapsed star.
Maybe she liked all the
C3PO. You're gonna love all the action in the fantasy one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tune in next week. We're going back to fantasy.
Tune in next week where like that. I'm convinced that has to be the most depressing end to any of those books. There's no way they could have one worse than that. Because like the first one,
yourself out a window in season 1.
Yeah, we jumped out a window and fell, and that was kind of funny. And then the second one, we became a demon lord, and that was almost kind of cool. This one, I have nothing but sadness for how this has turned
out. Amanda saying she'll be tuning in asking if it's D&D. It's a lot less exciting than D&D. We're reading.
I do play a lot of D&D, to be fair.
Fantasy game books. It doesn't have the scope of D&D. By any means, but we try to make it as interesting as possible. I think we succeed.
Yeah, we do try, but at the same time, there is a lot less existential dread and suicide in D&D for the most part. I mean, not always, to be fair. I have seen a few people kill themselves in D&D on purpose, but Christ.
Amanda, Chris is quite into D&D, so if that's something you're into, then talk to us offline and we could do some. That sounded sinister. Talk to us offline and we can get you into some online stuff.
I can get you into some role play.
Get you into some online role
Oh,
play.
I play D&D or games like it 3 times a week,
Yeah.
not including this,
No,
which is kind of like D&D, but not really. It's D&D adjacent, I'd say.
She says she's been watching for 5 minutes, and it's definitely more entertaining than the limited knowledge she has of D&D. If you played D&D with Chris and I, you'd have a whale of a time.
I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait.
Oh.
Next week, the start of the Fallout campaign I'm in, and then only one more campaign after that.
And then I'm in.
And then you're in. And then we got a modern session.
Excellent. I'm up for it. Right, let's do this. This is the end of season 3 of Tight 10 at Warp 10. We will be back after a 30-second break to find out Chris's deleted scene. If you don't want to see the deleted scene and find out if he was going to survive, then, well, you can't even see me waving. That's weird.
Well, I do have a question about the deleted scene. Since the last choice there was technically between winning or losing the game.
Yep.
Would it be cheating to do that as well?
Yeah, you can't do it.
Oh, you can't? Okay. We don't have the stuff.
I'll explain to you why. You were given the sector number, which was 83.
Yeah.
And you were given time coordinates, which you don't have. And what you're supposed to do is take the sector coordinates away from the time coordinates to get you to the part of the book that you need to go to.
So it would be the number of the page.
So that's I can't actually do that as a deleted scene. So it won't let you cheat and pretend that you found the coordinates.
That's clever. I actually like that.
So, like, if the time coordinates were 250 and the dimension coordinates were 83, you would take 83 off of 250 and go to that section of the book.
Yeah, I like that. That's smart.
So, because I did have a wee quick shifty before I went to the page. So we're going. So that is the end of season 3 of Tight 10 at Warp 10. We're back next week for season 4, or maybe the week after. We might have a brief hiatus. We'll be back for season 4 of Back to Tight 10 and Titan.
Yeah, Tight 10 and Titan, which actually does sound like a space thing, because Titan's a moon of Mars.
Yeah, I never thought of that. But we will be back either next week or the week after with that. If you want to hang around and find out how Chris fares in the deleted scene, you can. Otherwise, we'll see you We'll probably see you next week. I'm saying 2 weeks as if we won't do it next week. We'll probably do it next week. We'll see you next week. But otherwise, stick around for a deleted scene. Welcome back to the deleted scene of the finale of Tight 10 at Warp 10. I say that as if you haven't been watching the whole time, and this is like a DVD extra or something. But
one day we'll edit it all together. And
one day we'll edit it all together and realise that we've actually got about 40 minutes of usable material.
You should see the outtakes for this show.
Imagine if this was like a trimmed down version.
Where we spend 20 minutes talking about how much you hate C3PO. that was the necessary content. You went on for 6 hours about C3PO.
For the deleted scene, exactly. Longer than C3PO is on screen in any part of the Star Wars universe. I complained about him. I'm assuming you don't want to go about getting the ship a service overhaul. Would that be a waste of...
Yeah, let's go for the leader.
Let's go for the leader.
I mean, we could. I mean, if we did the ship overhaul, like I wouldn't put it past this game for us to go do the ship overhaul, open a like they pull out a locker in one of our changing rooms, and the time coordinates are on the wall behind the locker, and they have been the entire time.
You're going to love this. Here we go. The service robot leads you to a waiting room. After several minutes, you're shown into a plush office with polished metal walls.
Oh.
Behind the desk stands before a large window. Behind the desk, standing before a large window, looking out into space, sits a large creature. He chops your head off. No, it has a large head and torso and is shaped like an old-fashioned egg timer.
What?
The alien introduces himself as Jahausi.
Jahausi.
It doesn't tell you how to pronounce it, so I just make this shit up.
There's no pronunciation guides.
Jahausi.
Jahausi.
That's how he may help you. He's apparently the controller of the spaceport.
Okay,
You explain
nice.
your position and ask whether he may be able to help you find your way back to your own universe. He asks you to wait while he contacts the mapping section. Sitting bolt upright in a state of meditation, he appears to be contacting them via telepathy. You wait patiently. Suddenly, he snaps out of his trance. I cannot guarantee that this information will help you, he says, but my mapping office has done some studies on gateways between universes. It seems likely that the two universes will touch in the near future. Stardate 77 to be precise.
You fucker. You actual fucker. I fucking called it.
Although there is no way of telling whether this
We went to the pub instead of this guy. We could have won.
You will be able to transfer only through a black hole, but I cannot be certain which one. You thank him for his information and return to the ship. So I'm going to take that piece of information, 077.
Actual fucker.
Do you remember the sector number?
83.
83 and 77. Let's see where this takes us. 242.
Page.
Well, we're not there yet.
Hell.
This
That's
is the best
maddening.
ever because it's going to be you winning.
So because I went to the pub instead of this cunt, two of my crew killed themselves and the rest suicided into a black hole.
Setting up the ship's engine. Starting up the ship's engine, you leave the spaceport and head off into deep space. This could be the best deleted scene ever because you're going to win on the deleted scene.
Oh, fucking kill me. I can't believe
Crew are
this.
becoming anxious about their fate as well, you know. Will they be spending the rest of their lives searching space for a dimension gate which may never appear?
Wait. I had it.
No, you didn't. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, we got it right that time. You're called on to make a statement to reassure them. Have you learned the time and space coordinates of the black hole, which will hopefully take you back to your own universe?
Well, we're going to have to read it now.
This is great.
I can't believe we win in a fucking deleted scene. First, we've never won before, in case you were wondering.
You call all your section heads into the briefing room and announce that you believe you have the space and time coordinates for a likely black hole. If your velocity and timing are right, you ought to be able to pass through this black hole, which may be the Celestian void, and emerge in Earth's universe. You return to the bridge and prepare for your journey, setting off towards your black hole. Subtract the time coordinates from the location coordinates and turn to the number that this gives. 83.
So 6.
77.
6. Page 6.
6. You set course and arrive at the black hole, dropping out of warp speed some distance from it. Carefully planning your angle of entry and your velocity, you head off into the dark void. You feel the ship being taken by the immense gravitational force and order all the crew to strap themselves in. Suddenly, the ship lurches forward and begins to speed up. The G-force is so strong that you, along with the rest of the crew, pass out. It might be the wrong coordinates.
Oh, fuck off. It's not going to be the wrong coordinates. We've absolutely done it. This is it.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready though?
Come on, geese it.
I'm not sure I'm ready. Right, let's do it. Jennifer's also watching. Hello, Jennifer. You will never know whether or not this was the correct black hole. Perhaps it was your angle of entry, or maybe it was your speed, or even the information you have. Whatever the error, the traveller never emerges from the void. Your mission has been unsuccessful.
That actually makes me feel much better.
It makes me so much better too.
So we were humped no matter what we did.
We were humped no matter what we did.
Oh, I feel much better. So presumably there's different coordinates we can get throughout the.
It looks like it. I usually do some reading offline, and I will try and give you the correct.
Yeah.
Guys, you've been watching Starship Traveller. Sorry, I'm on an alien planet, so you can't see it. We've been watching Starship Traveller. This is no longer in print, but there's an app on the Apple App Store where you can play the game interactively if you want to spend money on that. And you can also, I bought that second hand for something like £1.
Yeah, and maybe you can do better than I did.
Maybe you can do better than Chris did. Chris, you did well. 12 episodes, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought we were gonna succeed in the deleted scene, and that's the closest we've ever got to succeeding, and it still fucking didn't work.
I think so too. I shouldn't have been drinking tea. I feel like I should be drowning my sorrows now. But maybe I'll I'm just gonna go out and have adventure in the streets of Glasgow now.
I'm gonna go buy a big ton of booze and draw my final bath.
So let's do it. That's it. Not to get that weird.
It's only a joke. I don't have a bathtub.
Exactly. That was if you had won this, if you had won this one, I was going to buy you a bathtub. Unfortunately, you failed. So
you ever? I was going to ask, have you ever stayed in a hotel that has a bathtub in the bedroom?
I actually have a story about that. That is too long now to tell you, but remind me. It is the weirdest and potentially seediest story I've ever told you, and as such, I really believe that I should do it live and online rather than
afterwards. Fine. I mean, you in the bath will be the first thought in my head all week.
Excellent. I hope so. I hope that. I always hoped that was always the case, but you've disappointed that you had to simplify it. I just assumed it would be. I mean, you're not the only one. I mean, probably everybody watching has had those kind of things.
I can't handle a bath. I hate a bath.
I hate a bath as well. It always makes me too hot.
It's like slipping into a coffin.
Yeah, I used to enjoy reading in the bath, but no more.
No, you just read in the shower.
I just read in the shower. Well, I used to read in the shower, which is weird, but we won't talk about that either. I used to hold the book like that.
God, that must have been a good book.
It was a good book.
So it's like, yeah, that should be a rating for books. Like, oh, this is a book you could read in the bath. It's like this is a book you're going to want to read in the shower.
Unputdownable.
You're going to want to read this one while you're driving.
Exactly. It'll be the last book you ever read. So anyway, I'm gonna hit the road now. This has been season 3 of Tight 10 and Warp 10. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of my evening. What are you going to do, Chris?
Probably a shower, and then probably think about how my entire crew are drifting aimlessly in the void between realities, not quite able to wake up and not quite able to die.
That's why you probably don't like baths, because imagine sitting in a bath thinking about that, and you just look to your right and there's just like fresh razor blades sitting within arm's reach.
I wouldn't even bother. Okay, let's go.
Right. I have been John sorry, I'm doing myself, but I should be doing you. It's been Chris Ashworth.
And this has been John Carruthers.
It's been Tight 10 at Warp 10, season 3. See you later.
Bye-bye now.
Can't even see my art. I don't like this. I'm going to leave the virtual screen. Bye.